Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of Basking in the Spotlight, sponsored by the Behavioral Alliance of South Carolina, a grant-funded program from the Department of Education's Office of Special Education Services, which is housed in the University of South Carolina's Department of Psychology. I am beyond thrilled, over the moon excited to have our special guest with us today, Shannon Turner. She is a seventh grade teacher out of Charleston County Schools, teaching at Morningside Middle School. I want to go ahead and welcome Shannon, and thank you so much for dedicating your time with us today. I'm going to turn it over to Shannon and let her share with you a little bit about who she is and a little bit about Morningside.
Thank you, Taylor, for having me. So I have worked at Morningside Middle School I'm finishing my 5th year there. It is a true neighborhood school. We're a Title I school in Charleston County. We have about, I think we average between 630 to 670 scholars between 6th and 8th grade. And I have the privilege of being the team lead for 7th grade. And I absolutely love it. My kids are crazy and fun, and they keep me on my toes. And people always, when they say, "Oh, you teach middle school," I go, "Ha!" And I always laugh. I'm like, I am built for that. It's so fun.
It's fantastic, and I mean, and your passion is evident in everything that you do. And you know, one of the many reasons that you are nominated to Bask in the Spotlight, which for those of you that might be joining us for the first time, we really built this platform so that we could show appreciation and gratitude to our educators and community members who have been working so diligently throughout these, these transitional times for us, but have also had a history of just being incredible within our schools. And I'll tell y'all, some of the innovative strategies that Shannon has been using to ignite the spark in these middle schoolers have just been mind-blowing. So I was hoping that you might share a little bit about your most recent incredible endeavor that you utilize as a teaching tool.
So I always consider myself to be that teacher. I am the loud teacher on the hallway. I'm known to be doing some crazy activities. I'm the hand talker, and I like to do loud. So I'm currently teaching World War I to my scholars. And if we had been in the school building, we would have built our own trenches and done trench warfare. I would have sprayed them with little water cans and pretend it was mustard gas. It's one of my favorite lessons of the year. And the kids absolutely love it because they get to pop up like little gophers and throw things across the room. And unfortunately, COVID hit, and I had no idea how I was going to engage my kids into this lesson, whereas in the past it's something we talk about all year. And so I came up with an idea that I was going to create a video of if Miss Turner had gone through trench warfare. So I, along with some of my friends, filmed in a backyard, me crawling through mud and dirt and trees, and pretended to be in trench warfare. My friends got to shoot me with Nerf guns, and I put it all together and sent the video to my kids, and received a lot of emails and messages telling me how weird I was, but also like, "Oh, I understand. I'll come to your Zoom now."
Well, I'll tell y'all, we're going to make sure to include her video below on our Facebook feed. It is absolutely incredible. I mean, I don't know if you've directed film like in another lifetime, but it was absolutely magnificent. And we've seen so many of our educators just using these strategies to really, engage. And I love the word scholars, right? To engage our scholars in their new learning environments and get them excited about transitioning back into a more traditional learning environment. So do you think that you're going to take anything that you've learned from this virtual learning environment to our new academic year when we're back in a more traditional setting with our students?
Absolutely. So I've been a pen to paper teacher for the whole time I've taught. I did not like technology. I thought that kids had too much screen time. So this whole process has been learning for me. I had never utilized technology the way I'm expected to right now. And I have been exposed and had the opportunity to work with so many online platforms and engagement techniques that I'm so excited to go back into the classroom next year and have the opportunity to do it instructionally. There's so many resources out there that are just free, and they let you engage kids in a way that lets them see their thoughts and expose like all this creativity. I've been using Padlet a lot. I've been doing mental health Mondays where I just tell the kids, like, take a break. I don't care if the assignments aren't done. Take a day for yourself. All you have to do is answer. It's a goofy question a lot of the times, and that's all they're expected to do that day. And a lot of teachers on my team are doing that too. And I know we have all talked about how it's been very beneficial for us as well as been for them. It's relieved some of that pressure. And a lot of those programs that we've been utilizing, we're excited to go back to the school and implement them in this new normal.
The notion of mental health Mondays, we're always promoting self-care, and we know that when we have effective social emotional learning in our classrooms, we see better academic achievement, we see more well-rounded scholars and happier, healthier learning environments. So I love that we've been able to find some of the silver linings in, you know, in what has been a very non-traditional and difficult to adapt to situation, but we've seen so much resiliency, and we've seen so much adaptability from not just our educators, but most certainly our scholars. And I'm certain that they're going to be super excited to have all of those technical pieces. And you said you were talking about some specific tools that were free and accessible, and that's always something that we're wanting to make sure to promote. So hopefully, Shannon, if you wouldn't mind, you could share with me some of those resources that have been beneficial to you, and we can make those available, or links available to those for our larger community as well as our existing BASC schools. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have had a unique opportunity. I served as the teacher of the year for my school this year.
Oh,
And so I've had the opportunity to go to all these district roundtables and meetings and kind of gotten a little bit more of that district side of what's been going on. And one of the things that they did on our last virtual meeting is the South Carolina Teacher of the Year. She shared with us a website called SC Remote Learning. And on that website, it was compiled by teachers and state educational leaders in the Department of Education. And on there are all these resources for teachers, for students, and parents. And it's all in one place, and it's categorized, and it just gives everybody some of those free resources already. One great thing of this whole pandemic is the way we've been supported by these educational platforms that have made all these services free, which is great right now. I mean, it's going to be so sad when we lose them when we go back to school, but a lot of the platforms are free right now, and things like Padlet, which is just a discussion board, and the kids get to see each other's thoughts and kind of have that communication. This week we did a Padlet on what was your favorite memory from elementary and middle school, and I posted photos of me with my first cell phone in middle school, and they thought it was so funny because they'd never seen the cell phone look like a brick, and they thought it was hilarious. So it gives that sense of community. But there are so many websites and educational platforms like vocabulary. I know most districts in the state provide that for us. It gives them rap videos that teaches them, or like hip hop, and it gives them those lessons. And I know a lot of that social emotional lessons are also included on there. But there's so many resources. We've been using Achieve 3000 a lot, which most kids in Charleston County have. It gives them high interest reading, which is ensuring me that they are still reading when I'm not like cowering over them. So there's a ton out there. I would highly recommend checking out that website, and I'll make sure that you have that. There's so many resources available right now for families and students, though.
Shannon, it is no wonder that you're a Teacher of the Year. I mean, just the resources and supports that you just provided, it's a testament to who you are, and a testament to Morningside. Moreover, I was wondering, I thought that I might have heard through the grapevine that Morningside may have received a special award this year. Is that correct?
We did. We were given the Gateway School Award for Project Lead the Way for the second year in a row. I have not personally been involved in that side. I really have to shout out some of our teachers on that side. I know Mr. Glickman, one of our CDE teachers, and robotics teachers, and Mr. Allen have worked really hard on that. along with all the teachers that do after school and summer camp. Those teachers have worked really hard on getting us there, and with all those district supports. But we are really excited for that award. It's a driving force for us to keep pushing ourselves to be a better staff for our scholars.
That's incredible. And I know it sounds like you guys have really been capitalizing on that. Teamwork makes the dream work. And I imagine that even though we've taken great strides and you all have been working so beautifully together to make sure that your scholars, and I imagine the community and their caregivers, are receiving the resource that they need, have y'all encountered some barriers? Is there any way that our community at large, or the community at large, could be additionally helpful during this time, or as we transition back into a more our typical academic environment?
Yeah, I think one of the big things that this whole opportunity experience has given us is the inequities within our district and our neighborhoods. We have a huge access problem. We have kids that don't have, it's the have and have not. So one of the things that we've kind of encountered is kids who don't have the same amount of access compared to other kids who do. And it's something that like we are working with, and it's something that I think as a community at large for South Carolina, we do need to look at these areas and say, how can we best support, versus just putting a Band-Aid on it, and really going in and supporting these families and these students. I think access is our biggest issue right now. And I would encourage people that if you're sitting at home saying, how can I help? There are so many ways you can help. Go online, Google, how can I get involved in this community? You don't actually have to go do anything. It's as easy as donating food. There's so many things you can do. I see all the time people saying things how they want to help, but it's really easy. You don't have to go anywhere to help. You don't have to go to a different country or state. We have so many opportunities here in Charleston and South Carolina to truly make a difference.
We always say, that it doesn't have to be this grand gesture. It's just one simple connection, and even just a meaningful act. Dedicating your time today. I know that you're pulled in a million different directions. Just that in and of itself creates connectedness, and that's most certainly very much a part of our team, very much a part of the work that we do, and a part of our community. And I think I could go so far as to say that's a part of the fabric of the state of South Carolina, and what's made us so resilient throughout all of these transitions. I think the last piece of the puzzle, and acknowledging just your growth and development is, and just how your rock star status. Not only are you currently teaching, but you're also working towards an additional kind of embedding yourself even deeper to our schools here in South Carolina. Can you speak towards that a little bit?
So I am currently in the educational leadership program at the Citadel. So I'm working towards my administrator degree. So I am graduating in December. I'm very excited. I just completed my first internship, which I did through my school under my principal. So I kind of got to see the other side of some things, and I'll be completing my second one this summer. So I will be making some strides towards different opportunities in the next couple of years. But it was definitely a learning experience to take 3 classes on top of teaching during COVID. It was, my gray hairs are going strong with this no hairdresser thing.
Between the gray hairs and your army crawling through, literally through the trenches in your backyard, and then through the trenches of taking classes and uplifting your scholars and supporting the family at Morningside and your community. I mean, you really are a testament to exactly what we see in our educators here in the state of South Carolina. And I'm just so grateful from behalf of the Behavioral Alliance of South Carolina, our larger Southeastern School Behavioral Health community. Just thank you so much for everything that you do, the love that you show, because we know that that underpins everything. And I cannot wait to share the video. I imagine that we are going to get so many comments on how phenomenal it is. And we really like to end our BASC-ing segments on a high note. And I think this entire interview has just been fantastic in every possible way. I was hoping that maybe you might share either a message of hope or just something that you'd like to share there with your students, your community, or to your fellow educators moving forward, or just a few words of wisdom from someone that's literally and figuratively been in the trenches.
I think the first part that I would say, especially for my fellow coworkers at Morningside and teachers across the state, stay patient, take care of you. Nobody knows what we're doing. My principal constantly says, we are building the plane as we're flying. And it's important to remember that you are doing the best you can. And the amount of kids in your Zoom or your virtual meetings does not define you as a teacher. Because I think that it's very stressful right now to be a teacher, and we appreciate you on Teacher Appreciation Week. I would not be where I am without the teachers in my building. As far as parents go, I feel you. I understand some of the craziness you're starting to see, because I've seen it too. Stay patient. And if you have to skip the lesson for the day to go do something outside or bond with your kids, do that. Teachers understand. We are encouraging taking this time for life lessons, and just stay patient and do what you can. We're not asking you to be the teacher. Just do what you can. Students, we miss you. We love you. We love every one of you, even you. You can do this. Don't fall off the map. And we can't wait, hopefully, to see you guys in August. But it truly has been the most difficult part has been not seeing you guys.
Shannon, thank you so much. You're absolutely, again, incredible. Thank you so much for giving everyone the permission to practice self-care. Thank you for embedding your mental health Mondays and promoting social emotional learning and the way that you're functioning in all of your environments. Thank you for just being a pillar of excellence. We are abundantly grateful for your time today, and abundantly grateful to have you as a part of our community. And I cannot wait to try and tie you into more ways to collaborate with us and our team, especially since you're going to be engaging in all of these new leadership roles as you move forward in your career. So with that being said, thank you so much to everyone who checked in today. We'll make sure to make Shannon's recommendations and resources available to you all, whether they're web-based or if we need to promote them on our website at www.schoolbehavioralhealth.org/BASC. You can find copies of this video not only on our Facebook, but you'll also be able to find that on our website as well, among a myriad of other resources, monthly webinars, weekly working through it Wednesdays, and we look forward to sharing all of these experiences with you all. And if you have anyone that you would like to nominate for BASC-ing in the Spotlight, please email us at advanциngsbh.sc.edu. Thank you so very much, Shannon Turner, and thank you so very much for everybody that tuned in today.
Thanks, Terry.